In my last video, I was talking about exploring my new personal brand or building it live over the course of these daily videos. So I'm going to continue that today. And my hope is that you'll get something out of it about your personal brand and see how you might develop your personal brand. Because I'm doing it now not live, in real time, recording these videos so that people can see it happening live, because it's really easy to see a personal brand that's fully built and working online. And then those people tell you how to build a personal brand, but they make it very concise. Like they just sum up their whole journey in like the how-to steps and the lessons learned. And those are valuable, but it's not how they actually did it. They actually spent a lot of more time and going off path and doing different iterations and so forth. And it wasn't like they were just like, had these bullet points of this is how you build a personal brand, bang, and they did it like that, which is what they're selling or sharing with us. So I wanted to try to do it over the course of recording the videos and see the development process, so that could hopefully help some of you develop your personal brand in a more realistic way, basically, as opposed to just filling in these bullet point, fill in the blank personal brand thing. For me, this is my 20th day of recording these videos every day. And over the course of the last 19 days, I'm like paying attention to what topics seem to come up for me, what resonate with me. Hardly anyone's watching. One of the things they tell you for building your personal brand or building your content strategy is test stuff, like send stuff out, see what the response is. But if you don't have a lot of followers or you're not getting a lot of views, how do you test the response? That test is not much of a test, right? You don't really know. So I'm getting so few views on these videos that I've put up that I can't really conclude much from that, except for my own personal feeling, what's resonating with me or what excites me or what makes me feel something, right? I've gotten emotional in some of these videos. I've choked up a bit. I even cried a bit in one of these videos. So paying attention to that stuff. Where do I have a reaction? What interests me? What excites me? What do I get a feeling, a visceral body feeling from? And so I'm paying attention to that, because that's really the only test or metric I could use right now. Not really getting much in the external metrics as far as views or whatnot. What seems to keep coming up for me and connect for me has to do with creativity and art, like pursuing something creative and artistic for the sake of it, meaning actually getting value from creating, getting value from art, getting value from sharing with other people, not just as a means to an end of money, meaning not just create something just to make money, because there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone's got to eat. But what I connect with is, and what has been meaningful to me, is pursuing something creative for the artistic value of it, meaning the experience that it creates for other people, and not necessarily connect to money. For example, I made an independent movie, wrote, directed, and produced it with a couple other producers. And that experience, in retrospect, I was too focused on the making money or getting career opportunities as a result of the movie, and not so much about just the creative expression of it and the sharing it with other people and the experience that I created for other people that saw the movie. I didn't put enough value on that. I didn't open myself up to that. I didn't receive it. Meaning, I was at film festival screenings of the movie where the whole audience was laughing and some crying during the emotional parts and applause at the end and all that. And it was one screening in particular in a Los Angeles film festival, not the Los Angeles Film Festival, but another Los Angeles Film Festival. I just said Los Angeles Film Festival like 7 times in a row. It was a big audience, big theater, and I wish I just recorded the audience because it was a similar response to when I saw like The Hangover in the theater, meaning not necessarily saying that people said it was as good as The Hangover, but like just the amount of laughing, the level of laughing. I saw people like rolling around in their chairs, snapping their head back in laughter, more violent laughter, not just like polite. And so it was that kind of response. But at the time, I didn't really take it in or receive it because I was so just like focused on where is this movie going to lead to career-wise? Where is it? Is it going to get me a job writing and directing a studio movie, right? Where is it going to, it's a means to an end as opposed to end in itself, or right, having value just for the experience it created for other people, which I was witnessing live. It's different when a lot of people now have watched, over 300,000 people now have watched the movie on Amazon Prime, and which is awesome, but I don't really get to see their response, them watching it. So this experience in the film festival of seeing the audience watching it live and seeing that amazing response was a really special experience that I didn't really take advantage of, or no, take advantage, like that kind of has a negative connotation. I didn't really experience it fully, basically. I was too much in my head about what the movie could lead to. Also, I was very harsh on myself because the movie wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. But I've heard that from directors of all levels, even the biggest, most famous directors you've heard of say the movies aren't what they had in their head. I think even Steven Spielberg, people like that have said like being a director is dealing with disappointment. Like it's never going to be the movie you had in your head, no matter what budget you have. But anyway, point being is I have regrets about not enjoying that experience more and not receiving it. And I want to, because of that, it's important for me now to be pursuing creative things for the experience it creates for others and the value it creates for others, but not necessarily in terms of money. For instance, I've been doing a lot of comedy improv here in Bali, and there's no money in that. It doesn't matter how big I get here. There's no money. Even anywhere, there's not a lot of money in improv in terms of even in the biggest markets, Los Angeles, etc., where I've been, there's not a lot of money in it. The point being is, but it creates a great experience. It makes people laugh. They have a great time, right? The audience laughs, has a great time. So there's a lot of value in the experience it creates for others, even if it doesn't make money. So it's important to me now that that's like a focus of mine, that I am doing creative stuff and getting the value out of it. Now, could I do both? That would be cool. But could I be doing something creative that I get a lot of creative fulfillment from and fulfillment from creating a great experience for others and make money? That would be ideal. See, I'll keep you posted because I'm also working on some other started making AI generated videos for clients, and those have been fun and I made some money from it. So perhaps that could continue and I could do both. And so perhaps it is more about just the way that I see it and approach it and relate to it, as opposed to whether it's for money or whether money's involved or not. Meaning perhaps I can both get creative fulfillment out of it and make money from it, as long as I am focused on doing both and not just focused on the money part. So that, I don't know, that's an experiment in progress. I'll keep you posted, but that's interesting to me because I think that's ideal, right? It seems rare though, in terms of, I've known a lot of creative people. I was in Los Angeles in the film industry for over 10 years and known a lot of creative people, and meeting anyone that was getting both creative fulfillment and money from the same thing was rare, very rare. And I'm attempting to do it myself, and then I want to help other people do it. I think it's possible. I just think it's challenging, particularly in a culture that places such a high value on money as being like not just the thing you need to survive. That's, of course, valid and important, but being as the marker of success the marker of value is strictly according to money. And I think that makes it more challenging to do things for other motivations besides money. And then also combining them, I think, is the hardest. Like I said, I've seen it the least. So it seems that the people that are, for the most part, the people that are really enjoying the thing they're doing to make money, they love business. They love not just making money, but the things that are involved in business to make money. They seem to love business. And then the people in the more creative stuff, the ones that seem to be more fulfilling are the ones that aren't making a ton of money, with rare exception, of course. Somebody like a Stephen King or something, I believe, gets to just go off and write his novels and enjoy his creative process and then makes a ton of money. So I think there are exceptions, but I think they're pretty rare and I think it's pretty hard. But I'm attempting to do it myself and I want to help other people do it because I think it's possible, especially with what's coming with AI, because it's going to just make production of creative art and other such products or works. It'll make it cheaper and more accessible to more people. So the type of creative output will expand as far as you can make videos, movies, right, with AI, which before was prohibitively expensive for most people. So I'm going to end this video now on this idea of I started this video talking about personal brand, and then now it became much more about doing something creative. Can you do it for money? Can you get the fulfillment creatively from something and make money? So that's what's been interesting about making these videos every day and just not having a plan for them, is they sometimes end up in a different place than I started, which is against, I'm not following the YouTube guru's guide of how to make YouTube videos, where you start the video saying this is what the video is about, and then the rest of the video is about that, and you're answering the question at the end that you started at the beginning of the video with. So I'm clearly breaking the YouTube rules, not on purpose, but just, like I said, I didn't go into this with a plan. So that's also an experiment, and I'm going to try those structures also, like what I just said about the YouTube gurus, what they say to do. Maybe that will get more people watching the videos or watching the whole video and maybe communicate my message clearer. This is just like a rambling stream of consciousness, so I don't know if it's valuable to you or even coherent or makes sense. So like I said, it's an experiment, and keep tuning back in for the experiment as it continues. And I'm having some faith that it will turn into something that's clearer and more cohesive and coherent and valuable, because I'm doing this to add value to your life and mine as well. And I think, and so far it has added value to my life just by being able to talk out my thoughts. And it's different when I'm talking to you being a camera in front of me, but imagining somebody watching this, a little different than just me thinking and it all rattling around in my mind. So I would actually suggest to you also try doing something like this, even if you don't post it, but just talking into a camera or even a recorder and saying your thoughts, working through your thoughts out loud, talking, as opposed to just thinking them in your head. I found it to be valuable so far. I'm going to continue doing it, and hopefully I can create videos that are also very valuable to you. All right. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, and tune back in daily. I'll be making more videos.